Welcome to a different kind of archery podcast where we're all about the real stories, practical tips and the shared passion for this timeless sport. Join us for insightful conversations with archers, experts and enthusiasts from all walks of life. From hitting the golds to the pursuit of personal growth through archery, we've got it all. So get ready to knock your arrow and take aim at a world of archery knowledge. This is Unstrung Archery. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Unstrung Archery. I'm Neil alongside my co-host Nye.
Hello everyone, hope we're all keeping well.
So we're thrilled to dive into a special segment today focused on Project Rimaya. This initiative has been bringing archery to new communities and we're honoured to have two fantastic guests with us today. I'll introduce our first guest first, is Yvonne Stead, the Archery GB Regional Development Officer for NCAS.
Hello, Nye and Neil.
And Yvonne, if you could introduce our second guest today, please.
Of course, with great pleasure. I'd like to introduce Sumaiyah Solker. Sumaiyah is one of our fabulous partner colleagues from Together for an Active Future, heading up the Active Madrasa initiative. Sumaiyah, over to you.
Hi, I'm Sumaiyah from Together for an Active Future and I lead on the Active Madrasa work stream. Project Rimaya has been a very significant part of the Active Madrasa work stream, as we've had mega interest from all the madrasas that we are working with, and we've actually run some training courses with Yvonne and Archery GB themselves and provided the madrasas with equipment to be able to deliver archery in their settings.
Okay, fabulous. Well, welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you.
Could we start with giving us a brief overview of what Project Rimaya is and what its main objectives are?
So Project Rimaya was developed by Archery GB with funding from Sports Aid to specifically target the Muslim communities and access to support which is significant to them. So archery's got a long and rich history with Islam as one of the Sunnah sports, and it's at this moment in time we have projects running. There's an awful lot running in NCAS, which Sumaiyah and I are working on specifically in Preston and Blackburn, but then there are also other ones in the north of England. And then we have colleagues, Jamila, who covers the Midlands, who's running an awful lot of programmes in that area. And then we also have others down in London also.
In a nutshell, Project Rimaya has been very well received in Blackburn and Preston in itself. Additionally, there's been significant interest from the rest of Pennine, Lancashire, and we're hoping to develop that further as well.
Nice. So for this, it's sounds like an interesting project. And what part of both of you guys found to be the most interesting part or rewarding parts of working on Project Rimaya?
Yeah, so Project Rimaya has been, as I mentioned before, very significant to active madrasas, as it is a Sunnah sport. So Sunnah is something that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to do in his lifetime and encouraged, and it was very well received by the madrasa community. So through Project Rimaya, we upskilled, I think it was about 26 instructors in Pennine, Lancashire, and then again another 26 in Preston. Active Lancashire have funded the equipment, and some have got the real equipment, other madrasas have got the soft archery kits. So it's been very, very rewarding for the madrasas to be able to deliver that to their children and young people. We've had participation from approximately 5,030 children over the course of the last 12 months. That's with the original archery and additionally with the soft archery. So most of the madrasas in Blackburn and in Nelson are delivering to their children on a regular basis. Additionally, there's been significant interest from the adults as well.
Following on from there, in the northern counties, we now have a number of projects coming up over in Yorkshire and one that has just started with training in Rochdale. For me, the most rewarding aspect of this project is working directly with the community and them feeling empowered to deliver archery within their communities. That's really, really resonated with me. And I think the other aspect is that the community are coming to us directly also now, asking for archery to be, for an archery product to be delivered within their community also. So it's not just the fabulous stuff that we're doing with Active Madrasa. It's the word of mouth, isn't it, Sumaiyah, that's getting out now, and the community are talking within other areas, and they're going out, and then it's the request that we're getting. So yeah, it's really exciting. Really exciting.
Honestly, it's like a snowball effect. So we started off really small with like just 12 madrasas, and it's grown so much. Like we've got 39 madrasas on the Active Madrasa program, and within those, I think we've got another 20 madrasas that are interested in Project Rimaya, and they've been requesting that they have the training and they receive the equipment so they can deliver to their children and young people. And it's rewarding to them as adults to be able to deliver it to their children and young people, and it's rewarding for us as to be able to support them to make that systems change and behaviour change within their settings, and to be able to deliver physical activity, sport and play to their children and young people.
And the biggest thing is that it's been recognised nationally, hasn't it? So we've been the piece of work, specifically Active Madrasa, with the archery. Archery is one of the sports, but I'd say it's been one of the popular ones for the time being, hasn't it, Sumaiyah? I think one of the others will come in and probably lap that up at some point. But it's been identified as a really good example of good practice from a place-based approach as well.
Definitely,
which is
definitely
really exciting also. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to pick up on a word that you used there, Yvonne. It's it's very much an archery GB word, which was empowering. And they obviously were very big on empowering in archery at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's been through session coach or development coach will know this word, empowering archery. And from when I was on the project with you as well, and just feeling that you could feel it in the room. It's not just a word to these people. It really does make a difference.
It does, and I think it's like Sumaiyah said, as a sunnah sport, spiritually, it's enabling the community to feel closer to the Prophet Muhammad. So having an opportunity to be trained up to be archery instructors and deliver archery within their communities is not a small feat. It's absolutely massive, and for the community to be able to deliver archery, feel closer to the Prophet, I think it's not a small thing, is it, Sumaiyah? It's enabling them to be active, and to bring the community together and join the archery family. As we all say, there is an archery family, and I feel it every time I go out and about. And with Project Rimaya, we are bringing the community in as part of the archery family and bringing them into the fabulousness that is archery, and the different disciplines and everything that archery is about. And having Project Rimaya enabling us to engage a community through Prophet and through the Sunnah sport, we are very, very lucky to be able to do that.
Definitely, I completely agree on everything that you've just said there, Yvonne, because we are empowering them. And I think, as Project Rimaya, the words that you use as empowering, similarly through Active Madrasas, we want to be able to empower the leaders and the principals who can make significant changes to children and young people's lives to be able to do that. And that is true empowerment, definitely. And for them to be able to do a sport that's a sunnah sport, as you've highlighted, I think it's absolutely awesome. And we've really enjoyed being part of working very closely with Project Rimaya within the Active Madrasa project, and seeing it expand has been absolutely awesome. Additionally, it ties in with our leadership element as well, of empowering principals and leaders and teachers to be able to make those significant changes.
It's had an impact, guys, is all I'll say.
Yeah, definitely.
And just to follow on, actually, guys, I was wondering if you could share with us some of any sort of success stories that you've seen, or any of the memorable that you've come across during the project.
Yeah, so one of the memorable moments for myself is where we had the archery instructor course. And whilst we were having the archery instructor course, Yvonne asked everybody to write down a reflection at the end. And one of the girls wrote she felt like she had really been empowered. She felt like she'd been given an opportunity that she would have never got. And she was very emotional in what she wrote. And it was absolutely amazing to be able to hear that, like, first-hand experience. Also, one of the girls from that group went on to take on the Introduction to Archery course, and she frequently visits she regularly visits the Pendulum of Samlesbury, and she's progressing with her archery, and she's really interested in becoming a coach, and really progressing further with this sport. And it's amazing to see that, to see the passion.
Yeah. And I've actually written post-it notes because I was trying to remember what I was going to say, Sumaiyah. So
Me too.
It was absolute. I can't explain how powerful seeing people's thoughts from the first session of doing the instructor course to the end, and the way that just doing an instructor course has made them feel as individuals. It was absolutely phenomenal. I posted the comments on, I think it was Instagram and everything, didn't I, Sumaiyah, and tagged you guys in so that everybody could see them, because they are it's what it's about. It's about enabling individuals to feel like they're able to deliver a sport for their community, and the comments were they were mind-blowing and really, really resonated. And yeah, it's hard to explain. I mean, I got some pictures from some people. I got poems. I got, that lovely lady who was saying about how empowered she was. And just doing something informal like that with a post-it note really brought out people's emotions, and that was just mind-blowing, really. Yeah.
So one of the quotes, one of the post-its that we got back said, "My sweat hasn't dried up yet. Feels like I passed my driving. Super excited to have passed. Genuinely feels like I've achieved such a massive thing. I was very emotionally invested, so thank you so much. Sounds cheesy, but so grateful to the lovely ladies who helped us through it all."
That's just one of them.
That's just one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, another one, I have to share this with you. I hope to bring it into my personal life. I feel like it will help in a lot of things. The stressful bit, not jumping for joy about it, but hope to do well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. I think for me, obviously, the ambassador program hadn't actually fully started there, but we were already on the program back then. I'd literally just become a coach myself, so I was eager to get stuck in. Yvonne invited me to come over to Preston and help the communities over there, and obviously it was the VIP day, and Yvonne said there's I think 90 people booked on, so throughout the day
the
it wasn't
VIP
all
day, yeah.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't just the VIP bit was 90. We then had 180 after that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All of us coaches literally just turned around and there was just hundreds of people there. And like, okay, let's do some archery. And the feeling of when they were just lining up and kept coming back for more and more and more, and the look on the faces, the excitement, just the atmosphere in the room was incredible. So that's something that I will remember for a long time.
Yeah. It's amazing when you're able to connect with a community through a sport that is so important to their religion. Is the only way I can explain it, and the want to actually take part in it, and the connection spiritually that they have with the Prophet Muhammad as a result of that. It just feeds the soul for everybody. Do you know what I mean? They want to be there because they want to do archery. It's not because they have to, it's because they would like to. And as a result of that, enabling them to take part and do everything as part of it, it's magical, isn't it, Sumaiyah? I can't, yeah.
It's absolutely magical. It's been going really well, and it's nobody's force. You're correct in saying nobody's forcing them, or it's them on their own accord. They really want to get involved and enjoy it. And it's interesting how it has filtered into their personal lives of how they need to be fit to be able to hold a bow and arrow, and how heavy does it need to be, and what do they need to eat to be able to maintain their position, and what exercises should they do. So it has really filtered into their personal lives as well.
Definitely.
So it's like a multiple fold, being able to take part in archery. It's like physical, mental, spiritual, and it meets all of the requirements for us to be to have an holistic approach.
Yeah. Are you two blown away yet?
Yeah.
Obviously, we refer to archery as a sunnah sport within Islam. I was just wondering, would you mind
Yeah.
telling us a bit more about sunnah sports and archery in Islam for us?
So the Prophet instructed us to take part in 5 sports. One of them is archery, horse riding, swimming, running, and grappling. And the closest to grappling you'll get is like jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So there was a narration from one of his companions that said, "Teach your children swimming, archery, and horse riding." Additionally, there's another narration from the companions of the Prophet that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Practice archery and practice horse riding, and that you practice archery is more beloved to me than you practice riding." So he used to encourage these sports. And for us to be able to have an opportunity to take part in those sports and to become skilled in them, in those sports, means quite a lot to us.
Thank you for that, Sumaiyah. And yeah, it's really because it's really interesting to learn the importance of archery as well, and obviously shows what a good job you guys are doing with Project Rimaya as well.
It's actually enabled myself and colleagues from the other 4 Sunnah sports to work together. So we're working together on a collective project, which is very much in its infancy, where we're looking at how we can work together to, basically engage the community with the 5 Sunnah sports more directly rather than on an individual basis, if that makes sense. Because at the moment it is very much, archery only, and it may be swimming only, or whatever. But we are, as officers, trying to work together a little bit more to be able to work with the communities directly and enable them to have a Sunnah sport offer. But it is very, very much in its infancy, and there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be discussed in the background. But that's actually come as a result of the work that we've been doing with Sumaiyah and the Active Madrasa initiative. Because I know Sumaiyah and I were talking a little while back, weren't we, about swimming, and I was able to link you up with one of my old colleagues from Swim England, and then that got my mind thinking, and then we've started working on another project in Yorkshire, and as a result of that, that's where the need to work as Sunnah Sports has come out more specifically.
Yeah, and through the Active Madrasa initiative as well, when we were working with the madrasas, because the Islamic religious settings, we have gone down the route of promoting the Sunnah sports. So we are as Yvonne mentioned, we are working with Project Rimaya, but additionally the Pony Club, trying to a non-traditional route into horse riding, where we're looking at delivering the curriculum into the madrasa settings and then empowering them to have horse riding lessons after that. Additionally, we're working with British Wrestling on the tag wrestling element of it. We are working with swimming just to find out how we can progress the swimming offer further and get more men, women, and children involved in swimming. And last but not least, running is something we haven't come to just yet because it's just we've been so engrossed in working really hard with Archery GB, British Wrestling, the Pony Club, British Equestrian Federation, and the Swimming Teachers Association.
STA, yeah.
So thank you for all of those connections, Yvonne. Honestly, they have been spiraling, and we have been getting a lot done.
So, needless to say, you've been very busy.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not absolutely busy, and it's not just limited to the Sunnah sports. We're actually working very closely with the Lancashire Fair, with the English Cricket Board, and we've also looked at working with White Golf.
I think from an archery perspective, this is one project in NCAS at the moment. So as you can imagine, we've created a number of opportunities for junior archers. We have the flight and field tasters, and all the CPD sessions for welfare officers and the coach conference and everything else. So yeah, it's been a little bit busy, but fabulous at the same time. And we've been really fortunate to work with some fantastic partners.
That's really good to hear. So, with you keeping so busy, one of the questions I've got is, what are some of the challenges that you faced in developing and implementing Project Rimaya, and how you overcome them?
From my perspective, I'm one person covering the whole of the north of England, and as the RDO, I have other things to do as well, if that makes sense. So, as you know, Nye and Neil, I do work directly with clubs as well and help and support them as they're needed to. So for me, it was being able to have as much time as was needed for Active Madrasa whilst also doing the other aspects of my role, supporting clubs with lease issues or, safeguarding questions or, anything along those lines. So for me, it was making sure that I had that presence, if that makes sense. And I was very fortunate that, because I do live in Yorkshire, as you both know, getting over to Lancashire was making sure that I was planning a whole day ahead, wasn't I, with Sumaiyah, with yourself, so that then I would either, have a club meeting that evening with the, one of the archery clubs, or would, have one of the active sports meetings or something like that, as well as connected with the Active Madrasa initiative and the madrasas and the other bits and pieces that were going on through Project Rimaya. So yeah.
And just to add, from the Active Madrasa perspective, to be able to work with Yvonne on Project Rimaya was very rewarding, but there were many barriers that we had to overcome before we set up the training. We had to look at which location it was going to be at. Was it going to be at a location where the males and females would be able to attend, and would they be comfortable and happy attending? So the way we've had to approach it is we've had to have the delivery for the males separate to the females. We've had to have segregation. We've had to ensure that we've understood the needs of the community and met those needs, and understood what will help the ladies and gentlemen to be able to, become positively engaged within a sport, which they can then deliver to children and young people, and feel confident in doing so. So it was about finding that location that was suitable to them, where they felt comfortable. That was one thing. Second thing was maintaining the segregation between the males and females, looking at what time of day was it going to be delivered on? Was it going to be on a Saturday? Was it going to be on a weekday? Are they going to be teaching? Because all the staff that work in madrasas are generally volunteers, so they also have a 9-to-5 job as well. Are they going to be able to take time out of that? The interest was there from a large group. How many were committed to coming at the time we could provide the instructor? So it was about having those one-to-one conversations with each madrasa, looking at how many people wanted to come, whether it could be accommodated. And the actual boarding school in Blackburn were very, very supportive in, letting us use their space. And opening it up to us, which was really nice, and accommodating all the visitors and participants that came to the course in itself. So it was meeting the community at their level and building that trust, building those relationships, and being able to deliver it to them. It was
community led, wasn't it, with everything that we did?
Yeah.
Very
and it
much
wasn't
so.
About this is Project Rimaya, this is this level 1 instructor course. We're going to deliver it here at this time. Come if you want, and if you can't make it, it's tough luck. It wasn't like that. It's about what do you want and how can we help you do that better. It was not us telling them what to do. It was them telling us that if we could make it happen this way, is it possible? And it definitely was possible, because working together in Active Future means we are meeting people at their level and understanding their needs, understanding their sensitivities to be able to deliver to them, and then working closely with Yvonne and communicating that over to them, for them to see as an NGB what the learning is, and then for us to come together and identify how we're going to meet those needs together. And Yvonne has been awesome, and so has Helen, who's been doing all of the delivery, understanding, showing that respect for the people, for the religion, for the madrasas that they went into, taking out that time to have those one-to-one visits and so on, and then coming back, having a conversation the next day to say, how did it go, how could we make it better, how is it going to work next time, what are we going to change. Honestly, it's been a lot of communication, and it's been a lot of work on, I think, Yvonne's part and my own part, where just getting all the paperwork done is something new for the madrasas. To be able to enable them to do that, we've had to change the way we work, which is really good, because it's like we're sharing the learning of how it can be done with hard to reach communities.
Yeah, oh, completely.
And I was just wondering how are you two working out its impact as well and the success of the project?
Sumaiyah's a one-man band with that. No, I'm joking. Sumaiyah's doing an awful lot with Active Madrasa to celebrate Active Madrasa, quite rightly, because nationally it's getting an awful lot of kudos. We, from an Archery GB perspective, I contact the madrasas and have got stats from them, which I've shared with Sumaiyah, and then that's enabled her to pull some interesting stats together, hasn't it, Sumaiyah, about the number of instructors engaging young people, how many, madrasas are engaging young people generally within the youth space. We're kind of looking at it. How would you explain it, Sumaiyah? It's kind of, I won't say holistic, but it's not the right word. You know, with you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we have been doing a lot of ripple effect mapping.
That's the word. Thank you.
Yeah, so when you do the ripple effect mapping, you look at where it started off and, you know, how you've got the ripples and then which direction they're going in. So, for example, Yvonne booked in time with the madrasas to then find out what the impact is, how many people they're delivering to, but then what are those people doing with it? Are they, you know, how is it being spread? Who's delivering it to who? And it just seems to grow and grow and grow. And then it's like, if we go backwards, it's like Ronan was in touch with Yvonne. He introduced Yvonne to me. You know, that we got together and looked at our common purpose, identified what Archery GB wanted to do, what Active Madrasa wanted to do, how it ties in with Sport England's goals, and then boom, it was ready to go, basically. And then we've looked at the impacts from that, how many children and young people are participating in the sport, how are we going to make it grow further, what do we need to do next. And the way we're recording it is through our ripple effect mapping and looking at how it's spreading further, and then definitely with Yvonne booking time in one-to-one with the madrasas to get the exact numbers, telling stories about it, capturing those golden nuggets and moments when madrasas tell you, oh, we had a session on the other day and, you know, this is what happened and this person said this and they now want to do it at their madrasa. Is there any chance they could get some equipment? Is there any chance there's going to be some more training? You know, and that's the impact that we're seeing. So it's not just impact through numbers, it's impact it's having physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and, you know, the passion that is spreading through everyone.
Those things and emotions you can't put are really important to capture as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're trying to do both. But I think, you know, quite rightly, like Sumaiyah said, it is the ripple effect that the Rimaya project is having with Active Madrasa.
Project Rimaya was shortlisted by the British Muslim Awards. Is that correct, Yvonne?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, and we got the highly commended award a couple of weeks ago at the British Muslim Awards, which is amazing.
Hey, congratulations!
Yes. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you. It's not just me. It's obviously my colleagues, partners. But yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into Rimaya across the country. So it's you know, it's a credit to everybody that works on the project.
You all deserve. The whole team deserves congratulations as well. And it sounds like really interesting stuff you're doing.
With Project Rimaya, we're very fortunate as one of the smaller governing bodies that this is enabling us to actually showcase how work can be done, if that makes sense, without needing to have well, it's not needing to have, it's about working with the community directly and with partners directly and making a project work based on what the community need, rather than, you know, just like Sumaiyah was saying a little while ago, you know, just dropping a project in and expecting it to work. We took time to make sure that this would work. And I think now, you know, that work is really beginning to show, and the, you know, the ripple effect is really mapping out now the impact that we've had from day one up to current and what it's going to look like in the future as well.
Yeah, and that whole approach of working to facilitate something that'll actually work for the community is, I found him from sort of myself in environmental science. That's a really, really good way to actually to work as well. So it's that can only agree with everything you say there about this way of working.
Yeah, you have to work that way.
Yeah, sometimes like we get a project and you think, oh, I'm going to do it this way, but how much do we know if it's going to be successful or not? For the success of something to happen and for it to prosper, I think it has to be co-designed, or it has to come from the community itself. It's about what they want. It's like when we tell them, it's all about asset-based community development. It's allowing them to lead the way, not doing things for them, allowing them to tell us what they want and how we can facilitate that for them.
Absolutely.
And, allow them to build those networks and connections. So if Project Rimaya is not here, or if Active Madrasas isn't here, they have the skills, they have the knowledge, the competence to be able to take it forward themselves. So it's a very sustainable approach as well. Like if we did the instructor training and didn't give them any equipment, that's it. That would be a blocker in the way.
Yeah.
We did the training and then we gave them the equipment. They've got the skills. They've got it on their sites. They're comfortable with everything, and that's why you've got the impact. And then it's long term and it's sustainable. It's not short lived and it's not temporary.
Yep. And we're still listening to the groups now, aren't we, Sumaiyah? So the guys have asked for equipment maintenance workshops and also warm ups. So we've run a workshop for them based on that also. So it's not just right. You've done your instructor training. Cheers, guys. Off you go. It's identifying what they need support with next. And we do have individuals within the community that would like to become coaches in the future also. But that will be in time. I think it's not going to be this in the next 5 minutes. It's going to be something that will be worked towards with them.
Definitely. It is going to take. I mean, it has done really well in its initial 12 months. It's gone really, really well. I must say, it's been very, very successful. And going further, it is going to be successful. But it is just going to take a bit of time.
Absolutely.
We are planning ahead, where we are working quite closely with Yvonne, looking at the next dates to be able to deliver the second delivery of the instructor course, depending on availability and so on.
Fantastic. And obviously it's clearly made a massive impact already. So I guess I know you've touched on it a little bit there, but I think the big question is what's next for Project Rimaya?
Just to keep going as we are. So it's supporting our existing partners and then developing new ones. So in Yorkshire there are 3 new partners that have come on board recently, and then we have some new partners that are coming on board through Preston with the work we've been doing over there, and then we've also had new partners come on through Bolton as well. So it's not going to stop, is what I'll say. It's that continuous networking within the community, and the community coming to us because they talk to each other and they'll find out, oh, you're doing archery. How have you done archery? Oh, we linked up with Archery GB. Ah, brilliant. And then, they'll come to us that way. So the project will continue. It's not going to stop. It's actually going to get bigger. I have visions, definitely.
And Active Madrasas and Project Rimaya coming together has become a powerful force in the north. Not say the northwest. I should say in Pennine, Lancashire, because archery is like an elite sport which might not have been affordable for a significant number of the community. But making it work through Project Rimaya and Active Madrasas coming together has enabled that to happen, which is very, very significant.
Okay, so coming into a new section of the podcast that we developed whilst doing interviews up in air for the Junior Archery Series stage, where Unsung, where we give our to do a shout out to an unsung hero of theirs in the archery community. This could be someone who's guided them, given them advice, looked after them various points throughout the journey. So with that in mind, we'll hand over to Yvonne to come out first with her archery unsung hero who's going to get a shout out.
So when I first started learning to shoot at Selby Archers, I had 2 phenomenal coaches. One of them I still refer to as my mentor, who is a longbow archer, and almost convinced me to buy a longbow when I first passed my beginner's course. So it's Len and Colin at Selby Archers who are always there whenever I need them and have any questions when it comes to shooting with my American flatbow. But my third shout out is to Rich at York Archers, my second club, because when I don't know whether people know, but I do really enjoyed field archery, and Rich has supported me a number of occasions going around the field course at York and has really built my confidence while shooting field. So I'd like to do a shout out to him also.
Thank you, Yvonne. That's
Fantastic.
that's really good and a bit good. Thank you to the guys for supporting Yvonne as well. And Sumaiyah, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
I would like to give a shout out to Yvonne for being absolutely supportive throughout, guiding us at every step of the way. And honestly, she's been absolutely awesome.
Gonna get
Thank you,
emotional.
Sumaiyah. And all of you
No
got a
tearing
shout.
up, Yvonne.
Actually, while it's the first one, Neil. First one, Neil, go for it. So, we'll give some out.
Okay, so I've got two, and I have to do. Seeing as this is the first time that I'm going to be doing it, I have to include these two people. One of the people have actually been on the show before. They basically, when I joined just after COVID, and the coaches weren't really allowed to coach. We had no support really. At club level, we kind of turned up and shot. So I didn't really learn the nitty gritty of archery and club shooting in particular. So I want to give a shout out to Zara Longlands, who taught me all about the classification system, about rounds, and basically she was. I mean, she always told me straight. Of course, that's how Zara is. So Zara obviously kept me going through my early archery career. And I don't think I would have carried on had I just been sat there doing 252. Well, I'd probably still be doing it now. So obviously she taught me that there was a different way of being a club shooter. And I now pass that kind of knowledge on to our new members, making sure that they don't just think that there's just this 252 thing that you've got to do, and how to integrate that into other rounds while they're shooting so they can actually see some proper progression. And my second one, I definitely wouldn't still be shooting if it wasn't for this person, and that's my coach, Dave Clayton. He obviously, again, it all comes down to the fact that we couldn't really coach at first. When I first started, I had a lot of trouble with recurve. I was falling out of love with the sport. Now I'm not a very competitive person. I love watching archery, which is why I became a judge. But my own personal shooting wasn't improving. In fact, it was going backwards. I had a lot of problems with recurve, and he just came up to me one day, handed me a full compound setup, and he was like, "Use that." And obviously he's coached me along the way, and I think had he not handed me that compound bow, I probably wouldn't be shooting anymore, because I was just about to give up when it came to the recurve shooting. So big thank you to Dave. If I tell him all the time, but I don't think he realizes how much of a massive impact he's had on my shooting career, at least, and many others from our club as well. He's been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah. So so thank you, Neil, for the shout out to Dave as well. And I suppose for me, I'm gonna go with a couple of shout outs. There's a lot of people I could put in here, but obviously not time for that to name everyone. So I'm gonna do a couple to Martin Leonard from Northern Archery, who I've learnt a lot from over the last few years in the time I've worked with him. And he's looked after me no end throughout, getting me ready for my shoots and just developing me as an archer. And second is going to be to our guest right here, Yvonne. Just to say a big thank you to you for everything that you've done for archery as our regional development officer. It's been a pleasure working from my role as being a coach. It's a privilege to be able to work with you and have you come up to Morecambe Bay Archers to visit us and be able to work with you over the last last 2 or 3 years that we've got time to know each other as well. So yeah, thank you to yourself, Yvonne, for everything that you've done, not just for me and Morecambe Bay Archers.
I'm just sat here crying.
I was going to say Yvonne as well, but I thought Sumaiyah said Yvonne.
Thank you, guys. It's been an absolute privilege to work for Archery GB, and I've loved absolutely every moment of it. And working with the community, the clubs, with Project Rimaya and with Sumaiyah and lots of other partners as well. It's been a true blessing to work for this organisation. So thank you.
Hey, you won't be shut of us that quickly.
I don't know what we're going to do without you.
So do we get to talk about where we're shooting now this weekend? Trying to uplift myself before I start crying even more.
Yeah. So this is obviously we've had our new segment, but we can't have an episode without having a shout out to where we're looking forward to shooting, and any particular tournaments that we've had recently, or maybe in the distant past, that we want to give a shout out to, and try and see if we can help promote more people to go to tournaments, which, the competitive scene, that's what it's all about, is to get people on the line. So Yvonne, you want to start us off?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm competing at the Wolf Valley Field competition this weekend. Really excited about that. So 2 days, we'll see how I get on and see if I can beat my PB. I'm moving up to Blue Peg, so it's going to be interesting. But I think the big shout out for me is the Cumbria Flight competition on the 7th of July. It'll be great to have as many archers as we can doing a bit more flight. I do enjoy competing in it. I will be competing in August at either the regional or nationals. I can't remember which day I'll book myself on. But yeah, it'd be great to have more archers taking part in flight. So do look out for that. It's Chris Battersby. He's looking for people to book in, so please book in.
Yeah, we've got to get away from this thing where everybody books in at the last minute. As soon as the entry form goes up, get your entries in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Cumbria Flight will be a good day as well.
Yeah, it's just a lovely community as flight, isn't it?
Yeah, and everyone helps each other as well, and also our friend Steph will be there as well, Neil.
Yeah.
Do you go in for another world record?
I think.
Of course she is.
Yeah, always.
I love it. Go Steph.
Yeah, we love Steph. We love you, Steph.
To be fair, if she's not breaking world records, who's she actually competing against? Herself?
Well, there you go. Yeah, it's true.
So actually, the competition I'm looking forward to will be the one that's actually occurring on the day of the release of this episode, which will be our double 720 at NBA. Record state, our first record status shoot since COVID, and we're in the fortunate position where we found ourselves sold out as well. So we're looking forward to welcoming everyone.
Wow.
And yeah, good to see everyone. Good to have everyone join us at NBA. So if you're free and you fancy a trip across to visit us and say hello, you're more than welcome. So it's a belated 10-year anniversary celebration as well for NBA.
Fabulous.
So that's the one I'm looking forward. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, and what about previous tournament? No.
Previous tournament. Well, the one that I've got to report back on has to be the weekend I spent up in Ayr on the Saturday, Sunday on the 1st and 2nd of June, which was day one was stage 3 of the Junior Archery Series, and honestly, guys, amazing shooting across the board by all the archers there, and yeah, everyone there was shot amazing, and it was just a privilege to be able to watch all these young talents putting on shooting so well on the day. And then that was followed by the West of Scotland Open Championships, which was a feat of 900s. And I came away from that one with a new PB as well. So that was a nice little celebration there as well. And looking forward to making sure Neil's got all the episodes, all the recordings I've got, so he can add commentary and things to go for our July episode as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well done on your PB, by the way, Dan.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, for me, I'm going to have to give a shout out yet again to Ashton, who put on an absolutely fabulous novice shoot. Obviously, I was judging that day. The weather held out brilliantly. We thought it was a bit sketchy at one point. We thought we were going to have to, because there was warnings of thunder in the area. We thought we might have had to call it off again. However, the weather was kind to us. It didn't absolutely lash it down like it did last time, thankfully. We didn't have to swim home, which I wouldn't have had a problem with, but everybody else would have done. So yeah, big shout out to Ashton on that one for putting on an absolutely fabulous day again. Highly recommend, if you're in the area, get it in your competition diary, and get over to Ashton. Field party's great. The club members, the committee are absolutely fabulous. So highly recommend Ashton if you're ever in the area. I'm not going to promote what you think I'm going to promote this time, which would have been our first UK record status for the 720. I will mention it. However, I'm not going to go into detail about that one. I am actually going to give a shout out to Charlie Bowman for the Joe Saxton Memorial Tournament, which is their 11th year now for this one. That's been held the weekend after our shoot on the 18th. I believe it is Westerns. So another good one to get stuck into, especially if you're newer to archery. It's not a novice shoot. It is a UK record status. However, don't be intimidated by the fact that it's got UK record status tagged onto it. You just get down there, have a good day with Charlie Bowman, who always put on a fabulous tournament anyway. And yeah, that will hopefully we'll see you at that one. I might try and get down for that one. If I'm not exhausted from our weekend, that is. I might be in hiding.
And actually, I've got one shoot that I think I should promote as well, Neil. And that just happens to be the Wigan and Orrell 720 and head-to-head shoot on the 11th of August. That I'm looking forward to coming down. To.
Okay, so that is it for this episode. I would like to thank Sumaiyah and Yvonne for coming on.
No, I just wanted to say thank you very much for inviting me onto the Unstrung Archery podcast. I really appreciated being here. Thank you very much, Yvonne, for inviting me. And just thank you to you all.
And thank you for joining us.
It's been fantastic
Sumaiyah
having
as well.
you, and very eye-opening as well.
Thanks for all you do, Sumaiyah.
Yeah, thank you for the work you're doing, Sumaiyah.
Thank you. It's everybody else enables us to do what we're doing, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Yep. You are a powerhouse yourself, love.
Thank you very much. Honestly, I really appreciate it, and thank you for having me on here today.
Just my mind is blown right now. I can't for the incredible work that I know I was involved with it at one point, but it's seeing how well it's kind of grown from that point is just incredible. So thank you very much for coming on, and we'll see you next time.
I'll see you next time, guys.
Okay, bye.
Before we sign off, we want to hear from you guys, our amazing listeners. If you have any questions, stories, or insights you'd like to share, we'd love to feature your voice on our next episode. Just hit that recording button on your phone or computer and send your voice clip to us. You could be part of the conversation. Plus, we are building a vibrant archery community on our Discord server. It's the perfect place to connect with fellow archers, share your experiences, and stay updated on all things Unstrung Archery. You'll find the links to both our voice submission platform and our Discord server on our Linktree or in the episode description below. Your voice matters, and we can't wait to have you join the discussion. Until next time, keep those questions coming and stay safe in your archery journey.